People deluded. Now, Unai Emery, I've got a lot of sympathy for Unai Emery because I believe a constant theme this season has been individual mistakes letting us down. Not to name drop, but you've obviously seen Leno make mistakes against Southampton, Bournemouth, City, Liverpool, etc. You've also seen, we've lost count now, countless ones from Mustafi, even Kohler at times. Everybody, individual mistakes. Guendouzi last night, obviously losing the ball next to his own half. Next to his own penalty area, essentially, yard box, or whatever you want to describe it as. So individual errors have been a big reason as to why we haven't kept clean sheets, in my opinion, concentrating and stuff. But also, we've only kept 5 clean sheets this season. As much as I want to blame the players, and I think it's more the players, there's no way around it. We've played over 20 games, 5 clean sheets. Some of that blame has to be attributed to Unai Emery. So we can sit here and say he needs a centre-half. We can sit here and talk about the issues where we know we've had injuries and give him a lot of credit in that regards. But some of that comes down to coaching. And why it comes down to coaching for me is because you look at similar goals. We can see the similar sort of goal, people. Conceding goals happens, innit? We're never going to keep 38 clean sheets, people. But for me, it's the sequence of things that happen in regards to us conceding, like the sequences that lead up to the point, whether it's counter-attacking and midfielders are not following runners, defenders not shuffling across, communication. Do you see what I'm saying? There's normally a sequence of things. It's not just around one error mistake. And to be fair, I've said Guendouzi, I've said Leno, Mustafi, even Koscielny's made errors. Everybody's made errors, but even when they've made these errors, and they're the things that get highlighted, again, there's sequences of play that leads to that point. If you look at United away as well, for the amount of errors we made in conceding both them goals in that draw, in my opinion. Better example is that we've conceded the same sort of goal. If you look at, it wasn't Spurs in the league. Spurs in the Carabao Cup. Harry Kane and Dele Alli's goal is almost identical. Not Harry Kane, Son's goal, forgive me. It's almost identical, people. Gazaniga long kick for the second goal. Kane does well to hold it off. It's a clip ball into the space where Dele Alli's just continued his run. The same for the first, where Dele Alli played in Son. If you go and look at Firmino against Liverpool in the league away, he scored within 3 touches. He started the move within his own half. Lingard the same. He's played a 1-2 with Shaw, and I believe Shaw played it out to Lukaku, and then he got it again. So that's 4 different. We're conceding the same sort of goal. You look at Brighton as well. The amount of Eric Brighton away, the goal we conceded there. We don't help ourselves a lot, but it's down to the players, of course, because it's the mistakes letting them down. And to be honest, like I said, even when you just focus on someone like last night, Guendouzi getting caught in possession, there's a sequence of things that lead to that point, people. So as much as I want to attribute the players and say, yeah, man, if Holding wasn't injured, if we could sign a quality centre-half, then we'd keep better clean sheets. It's not as white and black as that, because clearly we've only kept 5 clean sheets. And to be honest, these players, again, they need to get clipped, but they're not looking improved in terms of being proactive to mitigate against certain circumstances that could happen. We're still not concentrating for high periods. And as much as I've got sympathy for Unai Emery, he wants Kohler to be that attacking outlet, and that's it. That's fine. But Kohler goes forward a lot, so there's gaps that are exploited. Again, like Lukaku exploited against United at the Emirates in the FA Cup. If you're going to let Kohler go forward, then our midfielders have to work double the time. Even with, you look at Perez wasn't the best defensively, so the other 10 players, well 9 technically, the keeper, had to be even better defensively. So if Kohler's going to go forward, for example, our midfielders have to try twice as hard to cover that space, but we don't cover that space quick enough. Our centre-halves get pulled into that position, and teams just exploit that. So you got to take the rough with the smooth. So while I believe it's more the players letting us down, the tactics or the tactics in regards to defending are a big reason as to why we've only got 5 clean sheets. I can't just, as much as I've got sympathy for Unai Emery with the injuries, with the rebuild, and with the fact you can't fix everything in 1 year or a couple of months, 5 clean sheets is not just on the players. It's literally, no matter what way you wrap it, you can sit here and say Mustafi, blah, 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 this, blah, 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 that, blah, blah, blah. 5 clean sheets is not just on the players, and it's not as simple to just say we could sign a quality centre-half like the names that I want, like Canute, for example, and think he's just going to come in there and improve the thing, because we've been here before. There needs to be a better system at place in regards to how we look at defending, and currently it's not there. Or I'm not saying it needs to be perfect, but there's nothing to suggest there's an improved outlook on how we are proactive in regards to defending, in regards to I don't know, the back four shuffling across, following runners, pushing out together, not playing people on side. How many times have you seen one player from Arsenal be playing someone on side and they're not looking across or stopping balls early? Lichtsteiner as well has made a couple of individual errors. Even if you look at the goals we conceded against Manchester City, I'm not trying to name drop people, but I'm trying to show you lot that it's between the players and, well, Unai Emery, you give him more credit than the players, to be fair with you. But it's down to him to find the system. It's down to both of them to come together. I just believe in football. In fact, with Arsenal, we know people speak a lot of extremes. You can't just sit here and say, as much as I believe in Unai Emery, you can't just sit here and say he hasn't got his players. Once he gets this centre half or these players, certain things are gonna improve or whatnot. It's not as white and black as that. Of course, if you was to sign a world-class centre half, you'd see a better performance in terms of defending. But the same errors are still gonna be there if we don't improve our outlook in defending as a whole. Look at Torreira. Torreira mops up for us every week, but at times he can't do it alone. So you see midfielders getting runs on him and scoring goals and things. You look at him in the Uruguay squad. Yes, he's at that base and he has to break down play, but you've got a system at place where everybody has to help defensively and do things to allow him to thrive. Do you see what I'm saying, people? So there needs to be a better system in place. To be fair with you, again, I'm more to the side of blaming individual mistakes, but again, by that same logic, I can't sit here. I wouldn't feel right sitting here and telling you lot that 5 clean sheets is just solely on the players. Of course, they're the ones playing, but again, it's the rough with the smooth. If you can praise Unai Emery for when we was actually keeping a couple clean sheets and the 22 unbeaten run and not thingy the players, then you've got to ask questions. He's still the man I believe in, and anyone saying he should get sacked right now is incredibly silly. It's premature and stuff. If you don't believe in the man and you've always been saying that, then fair play. I personally would give him more time, but I must admit, in terms of particularly defending, I would have thought to see maybe not necessarily an improvement, but if we was doing things in a different way and still making the mistakes, but I could sit here and say, all right, cool, Mustafi he is trying to shuffle across and he just didn't get there. All right, cool. The proactiveness is getting there. We're starting to think a bit better in regards to defending. The quality is just not there. When the players come in, all right, cool. I can see the system defensively and stuff like that. Currently, you can't see that if you're telling the truth. If you're keeping it 100, 5 clean sheets can't just be on the players. I'm sorry, like it can't just be on the players. To be fair with you, but there's nothing more for me to say. To be fair with you, so I'm gonna get out of here. People deluded, stay safe, get in the comments, subscribe and do the rest if you wish.